Hello, Podfam, and hello, Rachel. How are you today?
I am doing well, Laura. How are you today?
I'm good. It got really cold again all of a sudden.
Yeah,
We had a
yeah.
very spring-like day, and now it's back to like minus 18 and ice and snow. So I had to pull out one of my like most warming teas, and that
Mm-hmm.
is my Yogi Bliss Cacao. Yes,
Delicious.
I probably just butchered the name. I can't even remember the name. It's so long. But it's my one that's like a mix of cacao powder, turmeric, cinnamon, and ginger. Oh, it just warms you right up. So I'm very happy to be drinking a big cup of it.
Amazing. Well, yeah. So I had to chip off an entire sheet of ice off my entire car this morning. That's why I was all stripped. It's just it really started off the day at a great starting point, and eventually I did get it off. It took about 20 minutes. So I'm just really trying to round out my day this evening with kind of like a nice calming tea. I don't really know if it's calming, but it felt calming in my heart, and it's the lemon ginger ale tea.
Nice. That's another one that's just gonna like
Yeah.
warm you up and kind of like boost your immunity and just make you feel good for the night.
Yes, it will. And I don't actually know on the top of my head what is in it, but there is lemon and orange peel in it. So at least for this tea, the name makes sense.
Yes, it does. Not like your other
Yes,
tea that you were drinking.
the cherry pom pom.
Yeah,
I'm
the
still
cherry pom
offended by
pom.
that. Like, why wouldn't you call it apple pom pom? Because there's apple in it and not cherry. But I digress.
Yes, I feel like you're gonna write them a letter and being like, "Please change the name. It makes no sense."
Yeah, yeah. So I will write a formal complaint. That's all. That's where we need to leave that this evening. But yeah. What are we going to be chatting about this evening? I know that I'm in kind of a peppy mood, so should be interesting.
Yes. So, the working title of this episode is "Getting Fancy" slash
Yeah.
"Feeling Yourself." So it's kind of like a self-care, and we're just going to be kind of going through our both of our top three tips that we have, but it's not self-care in the sense of like being at home and relaxing. We kind of want to talk about the reverse of getting excited to get out again because, as
Mhm.
our themes have been rolling here for the past few weeks on our episodes, we're starting to get out. We're out of lockdown, events are starting to happen again. And I feel like I personally have forgotten what it's like to be like, oh, like I just feel really good and I
Mhm.
want to be out, I want to be social.
Yep.
So this is kind of like our little reminder of doing things for ourselves that just give us a little extra boost to want to go out and just that little extra boost of confidence as well.
True. I honestly don't remember the last time I wore a nice dress or a skirt.
I
Couldn't tell
know.
you.
I know. I
I
kind of
couldn't
went
tell
on a
you.
shopping spree last year
Yeah.
with Gentle Fawn, and Gentle Fawn is like one of my favorite Canadian brands. I have all these beautiful summer dresses, and I think the
Mhm.
tags are still on like the majority of them, and the ones that I've taken the tags off of, I literally wore to the grocery store because that was the
Yeah.
only place I had to go.
Yeah. For our listeners to have a laugh, 2 days ago we were looking at fancy
Oh
dresses
my God, yeah.
online, and we were like, "Yeah, I've just picked out like 4 dresses and I have a single event to go to this summer. Where am I wearing the other 3?" And all Laura says is groceries.
Groceries, groceries.
Just groceries.
Yes, a shout out to Show Me Your Moo.
Oh
It's
yeah.
a California brand. I am currently obsessed with their
Mhm.
designs and fabrics. I don't own personally like any of their clothing yet, but we are working on an order so we can take advantage of the cheaper shipping to get it to Canada.
Yes, definitely. I'm super excited. We're just like trying to align the budgets for
Yeah,
when it's we have the money free for that because like I definitely racked up my cart pretty high.
I know. I know. I feel like
So,
I'm someone when it comes to online shopping, I fill the shopping cart and then I
mhm.
have to let it sit for a few days
Mhm.
to really decide if I need it and if I
Yep.
still like it. um,
True.
yes.
True. You mean you're not the type that just goes through and you're like, "I'm kind of bored right now. Click, 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 click. Ah, card." Which
I
if you're not, that's a good thing.
I can be when it comes to clothes, especially online. Like I get very wary about buying things I've never tried on, just with like
Yes.
sizing and fit. I like a certain style, and it looks like some way online, but then when you actually get it in person, like it doesn't quite fit you
Mhm.
how you had hoped. So I do try and slow down a little bit with the clothing. However, if it's a brand I like know and love, I'm like, yep,
Mhm.
yep, yep. I'll just keep getting this, and it's like a problem.
That's
But
me with Aerie and
yeah,
Sephora.
yeah, I know it's really hard when you just know.
Yeah.
However, when I'm like checking a new brand, especially if it's coming from like international shipping, I'm just like,
Mhm.
I want to make sure I love this because like the chances of me sending it back without a
Are very
hassle are
low.
probably low. So
Yeah.
I like to be a little bit wary about that.
Mhm. I'm working on being that way. I definitely went through a period of time where I had an Old Navy thing, and
Oh
if
my
you go
God,
back
yes.
to, like, one of our, like, early episodes, honestly, I cannot remember which one it is. I think I was mentioning it during, like, our body positivity episode,
Probably.
which was that our cellulite episode? I think it was.
Mhm.
And yeah, there was a period of time where it was matching my vibe, and they always had such good deals, Laura.
I know that's the thing about Old Navy.
So
Like
good. So
it's
good.
it's cheap enough that you're like, oh, I
Mhm.
could just buy a bunch of pieces. It's fine. But then you do it three
Yep.
times, and you're like, oh my God, I just spent like hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yes. But they do have, like, fall sweaters, like, reasonably priced fall sweaters. I will stand by Old Navy for sure.
Yes.
Yes, but, we had to limit myself to just that. So, yeah, moving on, shall we jump into our 3 points of how we like to get fancy or feel fancy?
Yes, and I just kind of want to throw this out. This episode was kind of inspired by my grandmother, who
Yes.
recently passed away at the age of 96. She lived a beautiful life and suffered with dementia in her last couple of years. But she was a woman who just embodied always being like her best self. And I just like always remember grandma. She always had her hair done, her nails done, her makeup was done, her outfits were like pristine. And, the family and I, we were sitting around going through pictures and memories. And I'm just like, grandma, she just embodied this like beautiful, confident woman. So this episode is a little bit dedicated to her.
I was creeping that pearl necklace in the photo you sent me.
I know, like she had her pearls on all the time.
Yeah.
A like beautiful outfit, and like any woman. This is kind of a funny story. So we have like this picture of her. My mother is one of 5 children. She is the second youngest.
Mhm.
And there's this picture of grandma walking out of the hospital with her 5th baby that she just gave birth
Oh.
to. She is wearing a pink Chanel trench coat and heels. And like the hair is perfect, the makeup is perfect. And she's just holding this baby like she's like walking down the runway for, for a photo shoot, like a fashion show photo shoot.
Kate
Um,
Middleton has nothing on
you
her.
know what? Kate Middleton took notes from my grandmother.
I think
So,
so.
yeah. So, Grandma, this episode is for you. Let's dive into our points. Rachel, do you want to start us off?
Sure. So I know that both you and I can relate heavily on this one. And so let's look at this point as like kind of a shared point. And it is getting my hair done.
Ugh, yes.
I love getting my hair done, and we are both blonde.
Hmm.
So our hair is fairly high maintenance, especially once you get highlights involved. Oh my God. Or you like go for that cool blonde.
Hmm. A lot
Oh,
of
that's a
toning.
lot of maintenance. There's
Yeah.
a lot of toning. And ever since we went through a period of time where we weren't allowed to get haircuts, I've been trying to implement more regular appointments into my life just because I like it and it
Yeah.
makes me feel good. And I also have bangs, so I have to
Yes.
because otherwise I will not be able to see. So, depending on where you go, it is a financial investment. And it is a investment of time for sure, because I don't know about you, but my hair from beginning to end takes about 3 hours.
Yep. Mine too.
Yeah. So I don't know, I just love it because I've found a hairstylist that I connect with super well, and we have really great conversations, and, kind of going to your, hairdresser kind of feels like a therapy session, to be totally honest. So I love that, but I also just love that feeling of, like, you have the fresh color in and everything was freshly cut, and, like, I don't know how they do it, but the way that they wash your hair, I have never been able to recreate in my entire life.
No, it's just this magical experience where you're getting, like, a beautiful
Mhm.
massage and your hair has never been so clean and soft.
I know, I know. Like, I don't know how they do it, and I can't recommend it enough. And, there is, depending on where you go, the cost varies. To be fully transparent, mine is usually around $300, $320. What's yours like? Is it around there?
Yeah, mine is about the same because like, I do like to tip as well, because
Mhm,
this is someone
mhm.
who is spending 3 hours listening to me and
Yes.
doing my hair, so I feel like hairdressers, they deserve it, and as you were talking about, like, the therapy session, I was kinda thinking, like, how what do hairdressers know? Like,
Oh
they've
my god, my
they've
hairdresser knows
got
everything.
dirt. They have
I
some
know,
dirt on people. You know that they do.
I
Um,
know.
I know, like, a lot through university. I didn't really have the money to get my hair colored, and I would just kinda
Yep,
do, like, a walk-in hair appointment, and I actually got into a point where I learned how to trim my own hair,
yep.
and it was fine, like, it was fine through university, but there's nothing like just going to a professional who knows your hair, knows your color,
Mhm,
and they just like give it new shape and new dimension. And like, I love it with my hairdresser, they're just like, oh, it's getting into the winter season, like we're going to adjust your color just a little bit because not that I tan very much, but it's going to work better with your skin tone. Like just having that
mhm.
educated person working
Yep,
with your hair. And I just kind of want to talk about the finance part because yes, like hair is expensive. And I feel like for
mhm.
some people, $300 is probably on the lower end of what
Yep,
they spend. And when we kind of talk about budgeting this kind of stuff, like I think it's important that if this is something you want and enjoy doing,
mhm.
is to set aside money for it regularly because I feel, okay, I always get into this where people have their programs of like cut everything out of your life, do your own hair. That's what box color is for. No, box color does not come out the same
Mhm,
as as perfectly done balayage. And it's important that if that's your holy grail, don't feel like you need to give that up. There is room in the budget for you to keep getting your hair done, and I'm the same as you, Rachel. Like, whenever I leave the salon and like my hair is fresh, it's just got like the perfect color to it. I wish I could learn how to roller brush my hair like a stylist does because I'm always like, oh, my hair is
I can't
terrible.
do it.
It's terrible at holding like a real curl. But then the hairstylist does it and it's like perfect. And I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to watch what they're doing. I'm like, my hands cannot be coordinated like that. I wish they
See,
were.
I've honestly, like, asked my hairstylist about it, and I'm like, "How do you do that?" And she was like, "Honestly, Rachel, I cannot do it on myself."
Yes, and I even tried once, this was back in university, I was trying to roller brush my hair, except I was using a roller brush that was a little too small, and I actually got it tangled in my hair to the
No.
point
That's
that
the
I
worst feeling.
couldn't get it out, and I had to cut it out.
No.
I know.
That's devastating.
So,
Oh my god.
luckily, like, I had long hair, but I had to be really careful when I put it up because there would just be
Mhm.
this chunk of hair at, like, the bottom of the back of my
No.
head that was short. So
No.
this is the risk when you try to do your hair yourself. And then I also have a box dye story as well. So I was trying to go for the Elle Woods like honey blonde. And
Mhm.
really for my skin type, I need a cool blonde,
Yeah.
but everyone was always like, "Oh, golden blonde, golden blonde." So I was like, "Okay, I'll dye my hair golden blonde." So I got the honey hair dye that I was like, "Oh, it's just like Elle." Um, my hair, it was blonde, but kinda like an orangey copper blonde.
Oh, no.
My mom I went home for, like, a break or something, and my mom took one look at my hair, and she's just like, "I'm making you a hair appointment. We have to fix that. That just you just can't be in public like that, Laura." So That
Your
was
mom is like, "I refuse to be seen with you
yeah,
looking like
yeah,
that."
and that was the first time, like, because I'm actually quite good at doing my own highlights when it came to, like, the cap and you, like, pull the hair through. I'm
Mhm.
not bad at that, but this was the first time I was just like, "I wanna do an all over
Ah.
golden blonde," and oh god, it grew out, and it was just so awkward, so yeah, my mom was just like, "I will pay to get this fixed because, like, you just can't be you can't go around like this." So, luckily, I've never dyed my hair, like, any crazy colors, like, I've always stuck to the blonde with the exception of when I was, like, a teenager and I wanted some, like, little streaks of red, that was all
Mhm.
the rage back in the
I did that too. It
oh,
was
you
not a
do
good
that
look on
too?
me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did, I did.
My dream
Not a good
hair
vibe.
color was to be a strawberry blonde.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the most beautiful color, and my hair, like, does not hold red,
Yep.
but that was my dream, and so people would be like, "Okay, here we go," but the red would wash out after, like, a couple weeks, and it just didn't look good.
Yeah, mine was the same, and then I tried to, like if I put in darker red, it would work, but then it was, like, too dark,
Yeah.
and yeah, it wasn't a good vibe, but, like, one thing too, I don't know if your hairstylist does it, but mine, because 'cause she'll curl it anytime I get my highlights in a cut with the flat iron,
Yes.
and I swear to God, she does it in a way where I freaking look like Taylor Swift during the Reputation tour.
I know, it's just
And I'm like,
like
"How do you do that?" Because I try to do it myself, and I'm like, like, it's kinda there, but, like, it's not the same thing.
I know, mine always come out, like, with the, straightener trying to curl it.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
or it's
very,
just
like,
like
flat, so
yeah,
yeah. Oh,
or it's like you do, like, one side, like, perfectly, and then the other side is like, "I don't wanna curl
I know,
that
it's
way."
really hard to, like, have to flip it back, and man, everyone
Yeah,
look after your hairstylist, tip them well, and say
yes.
thank you because they've really saved us. Um
Yes, one thing I did wanna add before we jumped off this point is
mhm,
it is a bit of another investment, but it's worked really well for me, was I asked her when I was in there, I think around my birthday, like, "What products would you recommend that they kinda carry through the salon?" And she, like, kinda went through and curated, like, "Okay, this shampoo would work for you, this conditioner would. Here's, like, a heat protectant and a, detangler, etcetera." And it's really just changed my life.
oh, that's good, I'm glad, like, you're noticing a difference because I feel like a lot of salons, sometimes they're, like, pushing the product on you,
Yeah.
but it's nice when they actually have stuff that works and you notice a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, no, they're really great, like, I other than when you, like, say or at least with my stylist, when you say, "I kinda wanna try something,"
Mhm.
otherwise, she will not tell you to buy anything, and it's just been nice, like, I think, another just more affordable product if just in the hair realm is the Verb products that
Yes,
you and
love
I have
Verb.
both used.
Mhm.
And I still love it. I think just with the current regime I have, my hair has never been so soft.
Yeah, and I think it's good to, like, change out your shampoos and conditioners every once in a while. I don't know, there's probably a science behind it.
Mhm.
But I noticed that, like, after I've been using a shampoo for a really long time, my hair just, like I guess it kinda gets that buildup of the product, and
Yeah.
it's just, like, kinda flat or, like, not as shiny anymore, but you change products, and then it's just like, boom, like, you got the volume again.
I think it gets, like, trained to it or accustomed to it that it doesn't react with whatever is in
Yeah.
the ingredients. I don't know. I just maybe let's look at that as, like, when you eat too much of a certain food and your body's like, "No,
Mhm.
no more." Maybe it's like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking a
Yeah.
break from Verb at the moment, and I've been using the Amika line that's also at Sephora,
Nice.
and it's the Bust Your Brass. So it's like
Okay.
the blue purple shampoo.
I think I've tried that.
Yeah, I quite like
Yeah.
it. I think next time I will probably swap out for something else, but for right now, it
Mhm.
really helped me keep my cool tone blonde because that's my
Mhm.
biggest thing in between appointments is my hair will go brassy, but
Mhm.
with that, like, regular, toning shampoo, huge difference. So, I'm gonna add that also
Awesome.
to the getting like, the feeling fancy, like, to have hair products that just
Yes.
make you feel amazing and make your hair feel amazing, key, very key.
Yes. Find a nice hair mask, guys. They change lives.
Yes.
Yes. All right. What's your first point? We've talked about hair for like 15
You know
minutes.
what? Hair is so
Yes, it
important.
is.
Just like the ladies on Drama Queen say, hair is everything. So yes, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, but we were taking a little bit more time with the hair. But okay, this is actually the opposite of hair. And
All right.
this is removing hair in general, and that can either be through
True.
waxing, shaving, or laser.
Okay.
Now, for me, like on a day-to-day basis, nothing better than like a fresh shave on the legs. Ooh, they just so
Mm-hmm.
soft. I love that. Now, a couple years ago, like well pre-COVID, I did get laser treatment. It changed my frigging life.
I'm still so jealous
Oh
that you did
my
that.
God.
I want to do it so
Yes.
badly.
Now, disclaimer, it was not cheap. I had worked out a deal with the studio that I went
Mm-hmm.
to get like underarm, bikini, and full leg.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how much it really cost me, guys. I'm sorry, but it was at least 12 to 1400 for about 6 treatments.
Yeah. It was a
It cost me
hot
about
button purchase.
I think it cost me around 110 to 112 per visit.
Okay.
And they let me pay in installments, which was great. And of course, this is back in the time when I probably didn't have that kind of money, but I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
I was a spendy girl and I wanted to be fancy. And it really did change my life. Like, I have no regrets forever getting laser. The only thing is, it's not always permanent. So I think I've had
Yeah.
12 sessions in total, and there is like a significant reduction of my hair growth.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there is still some hair. So, like,
Yes.
it's not a permanent solution. I think for some people, um, 12 sessions and you would like never have hair again, but it is something you do touch up every couple of years. And
Mm-hmm.
for my birthday, I'm actually going to get one of those like Kenzies for the at
Okay.
home treatment. I want to try those.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're about like, oh God, I don't know how much it is. I should have looked that up. I'm going to say it's around like $300.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's US or Canadian folks, but like, you know, just Google it. It's Kenzie.
Do your
Um,
research.
yes. So because I already
Which we
have,
didn't do on that price.
yeah, so because I already have like that, like lasers I've already done before, like my body's kind of used
Mm-hmm.
to it and I've responded well to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty confident in the at home system and I've seen a lot of good reviews. So I'm going to give it a try. We'll see what happens. I can update people as I do it. So that is something I'm really looking forward to. Now, the only caveat with laser hair treatment is you kind of have to have the right like skin tone and hair color on it.
Okay.
So if you are like light skinned with blonde hair, don't even bother.
Okay.
Likelihood it's not going to work. So as I mentioned, like I had full thigh done. I don't grow dark hair on the upper. We're getting real personal, guys. I don't grow dark hair on the upper part of my leg,
Same.
and you really couldn't tell a difference. Like I don't even like shave that part most of the time because I'm like it's literally blonde and you cannot see it.
And it's
Um,
like peach fuzz.
yeah, like it's not coarse at all. So I just like don't even bother. So if I were to get like professional laser again, I would only do like the lower part of my calf because that's where I have like more coarse dark hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then also you have to be very careful because if you have a darker skin tone, the type of lasers that they're using can actually damage your
Mm-hmm.
skin. So you do need to be very careful.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going for a consultation, just like they're going to kind of tell you like, okay, these are the results that you can expect based on your skin tone and your hair color. Like I was kind of the
Okay.
perfect candidate because I'm very pale and I have dark
Mm-hmm.
hair where
Okay.
I wanted to get lasered. So it was just like awesome. Like it worked very quickly after my first few sessions. But that is one thing, just I'm going to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to a place and you don't have the ideal hair type and color, and they say you do, don't waste your money. Do waxing
Mm-hmm.
or just shaving. So yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
See, I haven't tried that before, but I did try waxing.
Oh,
Uh
okay. You say your waxing story. I have a funny waxing story after
yes.
this.
See, I'm pretty sure there was the one time I did waxing was we like coordinated appointments around each
I was
other
gonna say, didn't
so
we
that
go together? Like
yes, so
not
that
like
we
in the
could
room together, but like we went at
yeah.
the same time.
Yeah, like we were both just it was more so we could like emotionally support each other. And my stupid self, I don't know why I thought this was a good idea, but I was like, huh, my first waxing session, I'm gonna do my legs and my bikini line.
Hmm.
Actually, no, it wasn't a bikini. It was like a full
I
Brazilian.
think you got a full Brazilian.
I have never, my life flashed before my eyes at least 5 times.
Oh god.
It was horrifying. And you know what? It was great, but it didn't last long enough for it to be worth it.
Yeah, and I found I'm very prone to ingrown hairs, and with laser, like I
Yes.
haven't had an ingrown hair since, but when I waxed the very few times that I did, and even with like shaving before laser, yeah, my skin was notorious for getting ingrown hairs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was quite like embarrassing. Like, you're trying to wear a bikini and you've got like razor bumps and all that kind of stuff. So that is
Or
one.
like a whole freaking
Ugh.
infected ingrown hair.
Oh god,
Ugh.
it's just terrible. It's awful. It's awful what we
Yeah.
go through. And I know some people are going to say like, well, just because society says that women should shave doesn't mean you have to. Like, I actually enjoy
I
being
really,
being
I really
smooth.
like
That's a
shaving.
personal preference for me. I am all for women who don't want to shave. Like, all the power to you. But me personally, I like the feel of no hair. Um,
Same. I like to feel like a dolphin.
wow, what a visual. Yes, I also remember this waxing appointment though as well, because I think I
Yeah.
was getting like the lower leg and the Brazilian as well. And
I
I
don't even
think
think you made it to the end.
um so she did my legs first, and like that hurt, granted, but like I made it through. But oh
Mm-hmm.
man, when she got to the Brazilian, there is one spot, and women know, the spot I'm
You
talking
know the
about.
spot.
She did this one final rip, and I like hit the fucking ceiling. And like
Yeah.
I've got like tears streaming down my face. I'm like all tense and shaking. And she's like, and this was before I ever got laser, and she's like, can I make a suggestion too? And I'm like, yeah, just like, is there something I should take before I come do this? And she's like, I highly suggest that you get laser.
I highly suggest that you never do this again.
Yeah, they told me to never come back. So apparently I'm a flight risk.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's so funny.
Yeah. So I haven't been back to be waxed since, and that's quite a few years ago now. So yeah, laser
Yeah.
laser changed my life.
And it's just an awkward experience.
Well, it's all
It's
awkward.
just
Even when you're getting laser, they're like, hey, butterfly your legs. I'm like, well, hi, my name's Laura. you know. Do
all
you want to
right.
know my favorite food and favorite color?
I think we're getting way too personal here.
Not getting way too personal. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna move on.
Butterfly your legs.
It's an experience, guys. It's an experience. I highly recommend. Like, if you want to save up for laser, though, do it. I will also kind of like let you guys know about the at-home laser thing on that journey, because it
Mm-hmm.
is a cheaper option. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm really hoping it does work, because I just don't want to spend like over $1,000 to get another like 6 treatments. So I'll let you guys know on that one. What's your next tip, though, Rachel?
Mine is not necessarily about getting fancy for like an event or something, but I have been trying to, give myself some like excitement when I get up in the morning and also just to make me feel good because I lived in my pajamas for far too long and never was just, I was a real mess. I was a real mess for a while there. And it is doing or trying to do my makeup every day,
Nice.
which is it's a new thing for me because I've never really been that into it, but it was something about when I got my bangs, which requires a bit more maintenance on the hair side. Like
Mhm.
I kind of have to do my hair every day, like kind of round brush my bangs and stuff because otherwise I look like a troll. Who do you remember those little like do you remember
Yes.
those little like troll toys with like the
Trolled up
hair
with the
sticking out?
crazy hair. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
what you look like in the morning.
Yeah, that's me. So, because I'm already doing my hair, I'm like, okay, well, I kind of want to implement more of a makeup routine because I found like I kind of would like it before, but, like, maybe I would brush mascara on and
Mhm.
whatever, and then, it's always, like, the rough days where you put mascara on, but, like, no concealer, nothing else, and you walk past the mirror and you're like, "Oh,
Yeah, you're like, "Wow, who's that pretty
why
girl over there?"
why am I so pale?" So, I've just been trying to do that, and I've gotten some really nice products yet lately that work for my skin, and I find just like really like brighten me up and everything. So I've been having a lot of fun with that, and it just makes me feel like, like I feel comfortable when I am out in the world and I'm on Zoom meetings or I'm around people at work and stuff, just because like I've put the effort in to make myself look my best. And then it helps me feel that way. So I've been very much enjoying it. It's also been really fun to like learn how to use different like makeup tools
Mhm.
or types of makeup. So like, I've always liked bronzer, but I could never figure out contouring. It just wasn't my thing. And I got one of those over Christmas. I got like a Fenty matchstick, the contour one.
Yes.
And I've been kind of like learning how to do that in the way that where it looks nice and natural on my face. So that's been actually really fun. Like I feel like I never really got that into like learning different methods of putting on my makeup and stuff, and I don't know, like I feel like I have a newfound desire to explore that realm. So, yeah, I'm just becoming a real Elle Woods over here.
I love that. Yeah, because I remember, like,
Yeah.
early on in school, like, I would do my makeup every day and not extravagant, like, just mascara, concealer, and a light
Mhm.
foundation, and then I just kinda stopped. I was just like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
whatever, like, I can't be bothered." And now I am also like, okay, I still work from home most of the time, but
Mhm.
like even when I'm on a Zoom call, I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna throw a little something on. I'm gonna put some mascara on. And
Mhm.
you know what? There is nothing more fun than just like playing around in your makeup bag, even if you like just wash it
Mhm.
all off and try again, and just
Mhm.
experimenting with eyeliner. And I'm not really a big eyeshadow person, but like even playing around with like a smoky eye, it's
I've
so
been
much
having a
fun.
lot of fun. I've
Yeah.
been having a lot of fun with eyeshadow lately. I never used to be into it, but I got I think it was for someone it was a birthday present. I got like the Urban Decay Naked palette, I
Yes.
think like Naked 3 or something that like everyone had in like 2016. So I got that and this like kind of holiday palette from NARS.
Yes.
And I've been having so much fun. Just
Yeah.
to like, especially like on a day where, maybe you look a little bit tired because
Mhm.
we both work very hard. Just to like kind of pair like, put the concealer under my eyes and then put something across my eyelids. It just kind of makes that tiredness disappear fully, and it's just so much fun.
Yeah, and I feel like it really just enhances your mood as well.
Mhm.
Like, you look bright and you just feel good about yourself. And I
Mhm.
don't think there's anything wrong with using makeup to do that. Like makeup is a form of expression. Use it and
Mhm.
use it as a mood booster or just a little confidence boost. And getting away from like kind of the more glam looks, even like an everyday routine, like my
Mhm.
go-to makeup routine literally takes less than 5 minutes. And it just
Same.
it just gives me enough of just like, "Oh, I feel like put together."
Mhm.
Like I could run into whoever on the street and I'd be like, "Yeah, like I feel really good about myself."
Mhm.
So yeah, I love just playing around with makeup and like in the past 2 years, I've barely touched my makeup bag. So
Mhm.
now that I'm like getting out again, I'm just like trying to make that effort of like, okay, take the 3 to 5 minutes to put on a little foundation and mascara.
Mhm.
And yeah, I love it. I love it. The only thing is, I had to
Mhm.
I did my makeup today and I put lipstick on and I was just like
Mhm.
really feeling this pretty pink color. And I'm like, "Ooh, this
Yep.
looks good. This looks good." And then, oh, stupid me, I'm wearing a mask all day. Like I never took the mask off while I was out. So I was just like, no one can
No one
see my
saw it.
pretty lipstick. um, so that is one thing I am excited for. Like once more restrictions drop, is to not
Mhm.
wear a mask because I actually, when I went out to the Taylor Swift concert the candlelight concert that would have been a couple episodes back now.
Yeah,
I actually only did my makeup from like the cheekbone up.
I love it.
So literally I was wearing like half, if I took my, like I wasn't wearing a heavy foundation, but if I took my mask off, you would be able to tell. Um,
Mhm.
so I am excited to go out in the world with like a full face of makeup, not just like the eyes up.
Yeah,
um,
I love it.
yes. And before I get on to my next point, I just want to give out a shout out to Preeti. I know a lot of our listeners know her from the Empowered Woman Rises, but she has been rocking a red lip on
Oh,
all of
yeah.
her reels lately, and I am living for it. Like, my God, she can wear a red lip, and like, I need to work up to being confident in a red lip.
See,
Um,
that's the thing is the red lip is about confidence.
oh yeah, like my sister
It
can rock
really
a red
is.
lip. I I need to practice a little
Yeah.
bit more because it's harder to find like a good red color. Like, feel like when you find your perfect red lipstick, like you need to stick with it.
I did find one somehow. It was like my last year of school. I use it so sparingly.
Yeah,
So sparingly because I'm just like, I can't waste it.
yeah, exactly.
But, on the topic of shout outs, just for, makeup product advice, I mean, like, we are not beauty anything, so don't listen to me, but I will, like, shout rare beauty praises until the day I die.
Yes, yes, I have yet to
I am
try it, but,
loving
like,
it.
I am dying to get my hands on it once I kinda
Yeah.
get through my current bottles.
Yeah, like, I have the foundation, I have the concealer, I have, these kinda little, like, mini cream blush, I
Mhm.
think there's 3 of them, and the mascara, and I'm just like, "Geez, I just need to buy everything," because it works with my face where it's not too heavy,
Yeah,
and because like, I don't really need, like, heavy foundation or concealers or anything, like, I don't need that much coverage, and it's almost like I haven't tried that many, but, like, I have tried Fenty as well, which I love as well for when I need a bit of, like, a more glam heavy, like, more, coverage look,
mhm.
where this is kinda, like, in the middle between that and then this, like, Bare Minerals cream that you and I used to use. Remember that?
Yes, I remember that one. I'm using a similar one right now from Tarte.
Mhm. Okay.
But yeah, I really wanna give a shout out as well to Selena because,
Yeah.
I feel like her mission is very much related to what we're talking about, we're not trying to change ourselves or cover ourselves up. It's
Mhm.
embracing what you have and just, like, enhancing yourself, right? Because her line is
Mhm.
all about confidence, and I love every single name of her product because it just kinda gives you that little bit of a confidence when you're putting it on, you know?
Exactly.
Mhm.
I agree. Also, soft or nice makeup brushes, whatever that means to you, 100% recommend. I feel so fancy when I use mine.
Alright.
Like a little soft powder brush. Oh, okay, moving on. I will keep going, so we need to leave this topic.
Yes, okay. Alright, so this one's pretty short because I already talked about it at the beginning of the
All right.
episode, but it's getting a new outfit.
Yes.
I have a few weddings to look forward to this summer, and
Ooh.
my, like, most favorite thing leading up to a wedding is what I'm gonna wear,
Yep.
and, I think I already have, like, the outfits envisioned of what I want,
Mhm.
but there's nothing better than just, like, knowing exactly how you wanna look and then finding that outfit that's gonna deliver. Oof.
Mhm.
So, I just love, going on a little shopping spree every once in a while, okay? Like, I don't do it all the time, so I don't feel guilty about it, and, yeah, it makes me feel good. One thing I did buy last week, and my boyfriend 100% judged me, was, 2 bathing suits from Aerie,
Hey, but
and
you know
I
what? You need to do that now because otherwise they get sold out.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, "No, I'm getting
Exactly.
ahead of the crowd. They just got released and I'm buying them now." And okay, all my bathing suits are pretty much from Aerie. I think I own almost every one. It's a little bit ridiculous. And my boyfriend looks at my computer and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing, just shopping." And he's just like, "You're buying bathing suits. Laura, you have 20 bikinis in your drawer and the tags are on half of them." And I'm like, "No, it's not true. I've worn all of them once." And he's just like, "Yeah, and then you never wore them again." I'm like, "I feel good in them, okay?" And they just dropped these beautiful high-waisted bikini bottoms that have like a crisscross in the front, and like I feel like I'm gonna
Rib
look,
detailing.
yeah, and I'm like, I'm gonna look good in that. And you know what? Nothing wrong with buying something out of like feeling confident.
There isn't.
Yeah. So
There
that's
isn't.
all I'm gonna say on outfits, just so we can keep it rolling. What is your last point, Rachel?
It is also in regards to outfits, just in a bit of a different way.
Yes.
And it is either buying a new underwear set or just, just new underwear, or just wearing a matching underwear set that you already have. Nothing makes me feel better than a matching underwear set. And bonus points if it's brand new. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like such a badass
Mm,
when I do that. And it's so good. It's just like, you know what? It's nice to feel put together on all levels.
yes.
And also just like the fresh fabric, it's nice. It's
Oh,
just nice.
it
And I
totally
also
is.
feel like your style changes for your outer clothes, your opinion of what your style is for your underwear also changes over time. So, buying yourself something new every once in a while that's like more in alignment with where you're at, it's all right. It's all right. Because what you liked when you were 20 might not be what you like when you were 25. So,
Yeah,
there you go.
exactly. I'm glad you kind of brought up that point because I've noticed in myself over the past like year or two, I've changed the style of underwear that I like to
Yep.
wear. And for no particular reason. I was just like, I like this cut better now. Like it was,
Mm-hmm.
and so I've kind of slowly been incorporating that. But yeah, there's nothing better than a fresh pair of underwear.
Yeah.
Like a
That's
brand new pair.
honestly,
I don't mean like just putting on a clean pair. I mean like
I mean, there isn't. This is
that's
also a
also
nice
great. You know,
experience, but
always put a fresh pair of underwear on every day, guys. Um,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
getting like,
that's where Aerie comes in. I'm obsessed with their fabrics.
mhm.
Lately, I did like an order from them, I think last fall, just to like, I had some on their way out, so I needed to bring some new ones in. And I was like, geez, why haven't I bought more underwear from you guys in the first place? Like this is fantastic.
Yeah, because we don't really have Victoria's Secret anymore in Canada. I know there's like a few
Yeah.
shops, but their fabric has changed over the years. And I just don't find
It's
it as
not very
soft.
nice.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I find like the fit's a little bit different, and it's not as soft and comfortable. I think that's why I
Mhm.
kind of changed the style that I wear because I was really not liking the cut that they used to make.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's just nothing better than buying some new underwear. And I have a rule that if it's got a hole in it, it's got to go because, there's
Yes.
just some pairs that like they're over 10 years old and like there's no elastic anymore. They've got holes in them. I'm
Yeah.
just like, no, Laura, you're at a point in your life where you can wear underwear without holes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is your last point?
So my last point also kind of inspired this episode, and that is getting my lashes done. I am batting them as I say this.
You
Um,
looked bomb in them when I saw
Thank
you on
you.
Monday, by the way.
Thank you. And I have to kind of say, like, I don't get lash extensions. I do have friends that do, and they love them. I personally get just a lift and tint,
Mhm.
and that is just enough to make my eyes just look like they're open and like I was blessed from a family that has long eyelashes. My brother has like the most gorgeous lashes I've ever seen. Sadly I didn't
Mhm.
get those ones. But I feel
It's
just
always the guys that get
I
them.
know. Even my boyfriend, I'm just like, you have really nice lashes. He's like, yes, I know, thank you.
Mhm.
Um but just a lift and tint, it just kind of enhances everything enough that like I don't ever put mascara on, like unless I was like really going for a glam look, because it looks
Mhm.
like I'm just already wearing it with the tint. And I just feel really pretty. Like even after I take my makeup off for the day, I look in the mirror and I'm just like, oh, hello, I just look so bright. And it is something like it lasts about 4 to 6, 8 weeks on the very end because it's essentially giving your lashes a perm
Mhm.
and you cannot get them wet for the first 24 hours. So I wish I could like insert a blooper reel of me trying to wash my hair and my face without getting my lashes wet. I succeeded, but like I looked like an absolute idiot trying to navigate
To
like
do that.
a shower head and like using little like pads to wipe my cleanser on and off without getting a single drop on my lashes. And the whole time I was thinking of like Elle Woods
Yep.
explaining the science, the facts behind a hair
Mhm.
perm because it's literally the same thing. Like it'll deactivate the chemicals. I can't can't get them wet. But yeah, after 24 hours, like they kind of like spread out and soften, and I just love the look of them. I think if I had
Love it.
extensions, I think it would look a little too much
Mhm.
on me, a little too bold for what I'm looking for. So if you kind of want to like just tread lightly into the lash world, definitely start with a lift and tint because I don't think you'll be disappointed about it. And then if you feel like you need more length, then look at the extensions. But I know extensions can be a little bit harder on your natural
Mhm.
lashes, where with the lift and tint, um, they're just no longer lifted after they fall out and you grow like a new lash. So it is
Mhm.
just a little bit gentler of a process. It's not something that I get like back to back. I usually save it for special events. So I will probably get it before these two weddings that I have.
Mhm.
I got it this time in February as we're recording this, just because I was feeling really, you know, when we were talking about like the winter blues couple
Yep.
months ago, and
Mhm.
it just feels like a really long winter, and I just really wasn't feeling myself,
Yeah.
and I just needed like a little boost, and
Mhm.
so I just thought, you know what, like I'm starting to get out a little bit more. Um, I want to just kind of have that little bit of confidence, and so I spent like you know the $100 that it is to get your lashes done.
Mhm.
I love the girl I go to; she's so much fun, and it just gave me that little push that I'm just like, yeah, like I feel better about myself, and it was something to look forward to, and then the result, I'm just like, "Oh, it's so pretty." Like, every time I look in the mirror, I'm just like, "Oh, I love the way they look." So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, you don't always have to do something special for a particular thing. Like, you can just do it to just help yourself get through, you know? And that's just how I was feeling.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I 100% get that. That's kinda how I feel sometimes with my hair.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
yeah, and
like it's
my
like
hair is
I'm
the
about
next thing.
to yeah.
Once I get my
Yeah,
hair
it's
done, I will be truly feeling myself, but
yes.
sadly, my hairdresser is no longer at the salon, and I have to track her down
No.
and see where she's working now because she didn't tell me she was leaving. But, yeah, that's my hair story. But
You have to be a little creep. But
I am gonna
yeah,
creep.
honestly, I ever since I saw your eyelashes, I'm like, "Hey, I need to try to get them done because you looked banging and
Thank
they
you.
literally look like you had like 3 perfect coats of mascara on." And I was just like,
I
"Damn,
know. I
how'd
loved your
she do
I
that?"
know you were, like, looking at me, you're like, "What mascara did you use? They look fantastic." And I was just like, "It's a lift and tint." I'm so excited because 'cause you've never had them done before, right?
No, I've never had them done. I've been kind of like I don't know. I didn't like have the push. I don't think I've seen enough people around me get them done.
Yeah.
I've like seen people like, when you would like have the stick on fake
Yeah,
lashes,
yeah, like the
which
daily ones or people who get, like, the lash extensions and it looks like a lot, and I know it's a lot to
yeah.
maintain those lashes as well.
Yeah, so like the ones that you glue on,
Mhm.
I did try those and like just with my complexion and stuff, like they were just too much.
Yeah.
So I kind of turned away from it. But like now seeing yours, I was kind of like, okay, now that I know that that's an option, I would look into it because I'm the same where when they're too long for me, it just looks weird. Like
Mhm.
I kind of look like I don't what
It reminds me of,
there's
Snuffy, you know Snuffy from
I was
Sesame Street?
literally about to say that.
Yeah,
That's what I was thank you. That was the reference I was trying to pull out of my brain and it wasn't working. So thank you.
no problem.
Yes. Yes. So I think now that I think you sent me your eyelash person, so I want to go get them done.
Yeah,
Maybe like
and I know, like,
before
a lot of people now, like, they're booking trips
yes.
and starting to travel again. This is the best possible thing that you could get for going on a trip, especially if you're going somewhere warm and you're going to be swimming a lot.
Mhm.
Because then you don't have to worry about mascara. And actually, when we
Mhm.
went on our trip, I had my lashes done just before we left as well.
Mhm.
And it was just so helpful because we were in like humid places and we were going to the beach and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't want to have to worry about like my mascara running down my face
Mm-hmm.
or it sweating off. So highly recommend that you get them done before a trip. You definitely won't regret it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea. Well, do you have any more thoughts to share with our listeners, or are we good to go?
I think I'm done. Like
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, this was just kind of like a fun episode where we talk about ways that we feel good about
Mm-hmm.
ourselves, you know. I'm excited to get back out in the world, but
Yeah.
after being home for so long and not doing anything, I'm just kind of feeling a little rough around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to feel fancy again. I want to feel like grandma, you know, walking
Yeah.
down the street in her Chanel suit and high
With her
heels
pearls.
with her
With her
pearls on
pearls.
and her newborn baby. Um,
Yep.
you know, I just want to be fabulous like that. And yeah, I'm glad. I hope our listeners got some ideas out of this. Or you just relate to us and you're just like, I also hate getting waxes. I should try
Mm-hmm.
laser. um, or,
Yeah.
you know,
See,
you're inspired now to go get your lashes done or like just buy that outfit that you were thinking of and get your hair done so you just feel all put together.
yeah, exactly. And we need to splice in these like fun little, are they tip episodes?
Yeah,
These
so
kind of like more fun, lighthearted, occasionally tip-oriented episodes in between our more serious ones.
I know we kind of got
Gotta
really
lighten the
serious for the
mood.
last little bit. So we're just trying to insert these fun ones. We have some awesome episodes coming up with new guests that we're bringing on
Mm-hmm.
the show. We hope you've been enjoying our interview episodes as well. If you have any like
Mm-hmm.
episode suggestions that you want to have us talk about or look into, definitely let us know either by email, which is in our show notes, or on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, which is at Tea with Laura and Rachel.
Yes, and please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and also give us a 5-star rating on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify, because I still love that Spotify has made it possible to give star ratings. It's great. Makes me
Yes,
very happy.
makes me happy too.
Yeah, so have a great day, everybody, at whatever time you're listening to this,
And live like tea.
and live like tea.